See, excuse me, whatever you have read till now is okay, but if you're not using this 3 hours 15 minutes effectively, everything will go for a toss. మీరు ఎంత చదివినా అంత తెలియదు. How much ever you read, if you're not using this 3 hours 15 minutes effectively, you whatever you have read, it's again waste of. Okay, so utilize the first 15 minutes very effectively so that it will lead to your effective 3 hours. So the first 15 minutes, sorry, out of the 15 minutes, the first 5 minutes will go to read, only to read the requirement of the each question. Only requirement. This is just to know from which index the question is being asked. The next 5 minutes, you need to eliminate the choice and you need to decide the order in which you are going to attempt each question. So ordering is based on 3 factors. So one is how well you know the chapter or index, the time it about to take, and the weightage. So always, if you are deciding the order, consider these 3 factors: time, weightage, and how well you know that index or chapter. And the last 5 minutes you should spend on the first question. Unless and until you won't figure out these things initially, it will take a lot of time you to decide during the 3 hours. Okay? This is only 15 minutes. So the tips are like normal. See, when you read the question, right, there are terms. Let's say suppose if they ask provide journal entries, only provide journal entries. You're getting? If they ask provide journal entries, only write journal entries itself. Don't write anything, any theory and all. If they ask compute something, only write calculations. Don't write anything. Only if they ask anything like discuss, reasoning, and provide some details, then only you should write something around the index. Otherwise, you do not have to write theory. This is practical paper. So only if they ask, you have to write. So only if they mention discuss or give reasons, you have to write the theory. Otherwise, if they mention compute, calculate, or provide journeys, you have to do whatever they have asked. That's it. And then again, always remember it's a stepwise marking. When I say this, see, suppose if a particular question you only know the conclusion, but you don't know the answer, how to write on. But you know the conclusion, what is the answer should be. So write the conclusion and fill up the steps based on a normal understanding, so that you can at least get it, that is asked for 5 minutes, 5 marks. Maybe you can get 2 3 marks. So these are very important. Stepwise marking is there. And again, and yes or no questions. If they ask yes or no questions, simply write yes or no and give only 2 lines of reasoning, not the entire page. Because this will come for only 1 mark or hardly 2 marks. So I saw one of the paper yesterday. For 1 mark, they have written whole page. I'm not sure whose paper is that, but this is what I've noticed. For just 1 mark, they have written whole page. So this is avoid this because you don't have time for FR. And then so these are the more common things. And apart from this, writing doesn't matter. Handwriting doesn't matter, first of all. And cosmetics even doesn't matter. Don't do decorations and all in the question paper. That will take time. And alternate questions if you are writing it, ensure writing it correctly. Even though if you're writing it wrong, it won't be considered, first of all. So ensure you don't write alternate questions, alternate answers. Sorry. Okay. And ensure you won't make mistakes at the initial stage because that will lead to entire question will go wrong. So one mistake, it will be a chain of mistakes. Then the last thing, if there's a question from operating segment, suppose operating segments, the information, every information will be given in the question only. You just have to separate the information based on the segments. So whenever there's, even if you're not completed operating segment, just read the question, understand the requirement, and separate the information based on the segments. मतलब if they've given 50% for A, B, C, 50% for A, B for 30 and C for 20, divide the information 50, 30, 20% and come back. At least you will get 1-2 marks. That those 1-2 marks are very important. So ensure you do follow all of these in your exam tomorrow. So it's about you being there for 3 hours, 15 minutes effectively. Done? All the best.